what happens with a lot of people is they'll see some of these things, they'll see these drills, and they'll say, oh, it's so overwhelming. It's so overwhelming. I don't even know where to start. So I'm going to give you some of the tips that I give to people that will hopefully help you to stick with this and be realistic with yourself. So try your best to incorporate every single aspect of balance into your routine. So that means having some static balance where you're just standing in place, some dynamic balance where maybe you're moving your body, having some agility work where you are moving your body quickly, right? Having a little bit of core strength work where maybe we're leaning and working the side of our core. And of course, on top of that, also making sure that we work our visual and audio cues. So maybe closing your eyes, doing gazes side to side. All of those are great options, but you really want to try to have all of those aspects in your balance routine to become fully holistically balanced, I guess. But with that said, if you can't or don't have the time to do all that, just pick a few that are difficult for you. So if you really struggle with dynamic balance, stick with that. If you struggle with the second you close your eyes, you notice you're going all over the place, maybe just do visual balance. Try to do them all, but also meet yourself where you are at in your balance journey. In addition to that, I didn't have a chair when I was doing these exercises, but normally in my class, I would always recommend people to have a chair near them or something sturdy. So the second that if they tumble, they can grab onto it. That's incredibly important to stay safe for yourself. Something stable doesn't need to be a chair, but a chair is usually the best option. You can do two hands on it. You can do one hand on it. And it doesn't really matter. I always tell people you can kind of feather the chair. So if the chair is in front of you, you can try, say, a single leg exercise, and you can just lightly tap it almost to just check yourself and give you a little reassurance that everything's going to be okay. And always remembering that practice makes perfect with all this stuff. So the more you practice, the quicker you will improve, and the quicker you will improve, the better balance you will have. The better balance you have, the more you'll realize how important balance is, and of course, the more you'll stick with it. So starting where you're at and just being okay with practicing and really not getting down at yourself. You know, if you can't really balance that well today, that doesn't mean a week from now, a month from now, it won't look completely different. I have seen transformations from thousands of people where they have barely been able to use a walker, and then they were able to walk across the room without any assistance. Okay, so this stuff is crazy, and you are no different from any of those people, and you absolutely can do it too. So the last thing too is to remember that balancing day to day can be very different based off of stress in your life, based off of nutrition, how well you're eating, based off of how well you're sleeping, and just based off of literally every aspect of life. So if you're highly stressed, if you haven't been eating very well, if you haven't been getting enough sleep at night, your balance can and will be affected. So that's why it's important when you're doing your balance training that you are making sure everything is covered, right? It's just like a training program to build muscle and strength. You would not expect somebody to build the most muscle and strength, not sleeping very well, not managing their stress well, and eating like crap all the time. The same exact thing goes to balance. It's another aspect of fitness and is no different from those other ones. So please, if you enjoyed this, go ahead, drop a like.